current state of my world is that it is storming outside. But Miss Girl needed to record, so that's what we're doing. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk. So if you can't tell, we are in a little bit of a different setting. I'm in the school line to pick up my cousins from school, and I wanted to record while I was in the car. And also, like, just kind of how it all led up to this moment works perfectly with what I'm going to be talking about today. So today's topic is overstimulation. I am probably one of the most easily overstimulated people. Just too many little things happening at one time is going to send me into being overstimulated, and then most of the time I like shut down and I just need like to walk away and be away for a whole minute. But we're working on it, and I wanted to give y'all kind of some practical steps in overcoming overstimulation, because I'm also learning these steps myself. A little bit of backstory of kind of all what happened today. If you can't already tell from like the extra sounds, it is raining. I am very tired for literally no reason because I took a nap today. So then there's like me being tired. I was kind of in a rush to even get here to pick up my cousins from school. I had to hurry up and change and all that. I realized that I needed to get gas because I didn't have gas to come here. And then I also had to pack their seats in my car and clean out my car so that they have room to put their backpacks in here and all that stuff. And that, just the thought of all of that was extremely overstimulating for me. In this particular situation, I did not have time to be like, let me just walk away from everything and take a minute, because I was in a rush, so I had to do what I had to do. Oh, and then also, if you can't tell, well, you probably can't, but I am soaked because it was storming today. And it still is like storming because there's like thunder and lightning happening right now with the rain. So it was storming and I had to get gas. So of course, pulling up to the gas station, rain dropping like hail, and I get immediately soaked the minute I open the door to my car to go get gas. So then I have to call my sister. I'm like, hey, can you please bring me some clothes, shoes, and a towel down so that I can like be able to change so I'm not walking into work tonight soaked. So I have my towel right here and my clothes are sitting down there. But all of these were like the key ingredients for me to be overstimulated today. And it's crazy because I knew that I was going to be talking about overstimulation today, and it just so happened that, of course, because I was talking about it, I had the opportunity to be overstimulated. So, like I said, usually in the moments that I am overstimulated, I typically just walk away from whatever's happening, and I go and I just kind of calm myself in the moment. It's like try to understand that like I am not in control of everything, and that's okay, which is my biggest thing, because I feel like a lot of overstimulation roots from not having control over certain things, which I didn't realize was a big thing for me until I started to easily become overstimulated often. So I would say that that's one of my root causes that I found out, is that usually I get overstimulated is because I don't have control over whatever's happening. Meaning like today I couldn't control the rain. I couldn't control the fact that I needed to get, well, I could have controlled the fact that I needed to get gas. I could have gone earlier, but didn't do that. So then there's like lack of, what's the word? I want to say responsibility on my end with going earlier to get gas. I didn't have to worry about it because it wasn't raining earlier today, so that's definitely something I could have done. But something I like to do, I would say my first point would be to just center myself and understand that I am not in control of everything that's happening, and that's okay. Usually I have to take a minute and I step back and I realize that like most of the things that I get overstimulated about is something that I couldn't control in the first place, and that's what gets me to almost a point of frustration, which sends me into being overstimulated. So how I've been able to combat this is just to slowly realize in the process of doing things that you're not in control of everything. That is okay, and just take your time with everything. And so that's kind of how I work myself out of the initial thought of becoming overstimulated. You heard that thunder? I realized that a lot of times a lot of young people are easily overstimulated, and it's because of, usually, at least in my case, we're always in a rush to get something done, or done like we'd like it to be, or something is out of our control, something that we can't control from happening. And then a spiritual aspect to all of this that I've realized is that God is in control of everything that is happening. So that is where I realize I begin to be overstimulated. And then I can go back to the fact that I know God's in control of everything that's happening anyways. So why am I being overstimulated? This is all happening for a reason. This is a part of the plan that He has for whatever is going to be happening for that day. This is how the day is supposed to go or whatever. But I'm not in control of what's happening, and that is okay, because I know that there is someone who is in control, and that is God. Another thing that can help with overstimulation, which would be my second point, is to simply slow down. You don't have to be in a rush to do everything all the time, and this is, like I said, this is all of things that I have realized that works for me. Truly and simply just slowing down. Usually, for literally no reason, I will find myself rushing in whatever it is I'm doing, and that is something that would easily send me into being overstimulated, and then I'm just done with everything and everybody, and whatever I'm doing, I'm just done with it all, simply because I was rushing for no reason. So my advice on to that is just to slow down and take time in each of the moments that you're doing whatever it is, to realize that you don't have to be in a rush unless you do, which in those cases time it more accordingly so that you don't have to feel rushed, because just simply the feeling of being rushed is another thing that will send me into being overstimulated. The third one I would say is to simply just live in the moment of whatever's happening, because this one kind of coincides with the second point, because being in a rush would have me just trying to get through whatever it is that I'm doing and not actually being present in whatever it is that I am doing. So actually living in the moments of whatever's happening and not trying to think ahead of, oh, what do I have to do next, or oh, what is next on my plan, or what's next on my agenda for the day, really does help with not being overstimulated as well. A fourth point I would say is to simply pray about being overstimulated, because I have been praying about this for a while, and I'm like, God, I don't want to be easily overstimulated, because for me, overstimulation ruins my day. So immediately being overstimulated, I'm just like, yeah, I'm done with the rest of the day. Like, I just want to lay in bed. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to like be involved with anybody or anything they have going on. I just want to be by myself, like in a dark room, in my bed, laying down with like some music playing and just chilling. So I seriously have to pray, because that's what I'm used to, or that's what I want to do, is immediately turn to being by myself and being alone. So I've had to pray, like, God, help me to not be overstimulated, because I immediately go into this shutdown mode, or I want to be by myself. So I've had to pray and ask God to really help me with not shutting down and shutting people out and being alone, because I don't think that that's healthy for anyone to go to a place where there is no one that you're allowing in to help you, or there's no one that can come in to give you advice or to help you with whatever it is that is sending you to that place of overstimulation. I would say that another really good thing to have is people in your circle who understand the things that trigger you into being overstimulated, or having people who know how easy it is for you to go to that place of being overstimulated. For me, I would say that person is my mom. She has helped me so much with even adjusting my schedule so I don't feel overstimulated when it comes down to work things or when I'm getting content, because getting content is another really easily overstimulating trigger for me. Like, even right now being in the car is kind of overstimulating because of everything that has happened to get me to this point of being in the car to record this. Was all the things that needed to happen for me to be overstimulated. So my mom has been a really big help, and I think it's because she also truly understands, because she also gets overstimulated, because I don't think there's a person who doesn't get overstimulated, but she's probably the person that understands the most when I get to that place and then how I want to shut down. So it's really important to have those people in your life and in your circle who can know how to help you figure out what needs to be done, adjusting your schedule, or just fixing up little things in your routine to help you not get to that place of being overstimulated, at least so easily. That is the video for today, guys. If you are overly stimulated easily like I am, and you're working on it and you just need some practical tips and tricks to help you whenever those situations do come up and happen, I really do hope this video has helped you, and I'll see you in next week's episode.